And in this stream today, we will be building, you've seen the title, hopefully a few of you enjoyed the thumbnail. Thumbnails are only going to be getting better for streams going forward, but today we will be building the Lars Kitchen Homestead, if I haven't thrown too many pieces off the desk. So one bag is all it takes, and this is a set from... This is the May gift with purchase, sorry, from 2022. Let's have a think here just before we start building with all the pieces. We had the clone training facility, the Camino training facility this year. Last year we had the battle droids. Sorry, my mind's gone to Harry Potter. Last year we got like 8 minifigures. Only got the 3 this year. Should have whacked in Nala say, but don't worry, there's still a few available in the shop if you want a hand painted 3D printed minifigure. And link in the description on the main stream. Also, the link for today's video will also be on the main stream, pinned in the chat if any of you do want to have a look at that. Bit easier than having to search for it on the channel, especially if you're watching back through at a later point. So I might drop that again at the end. And I don't remember, maybe this was 2023. Maybe this isn't as old as I think. And we do have a Lars minifigure, which the torso is exclusive to the set. The torso is the only thing exclusive to the set, but you know, we got to have something exclusive to the set, I guess. So it's a nice torso. It's not too bad. I've also made a Lars there, sneak peek for the video that will be coming out in a few days time. But I think let's get building with this set. I don't really know what to expect. I've got all the pieces here, and there's a few switcheroonies I may have made. Of course, it wouldn't be a Master Mouldie build without some Master Mouldie modifications, would it? It's like my signature to building a Lego set. Speaking of signatures, again, Lego with 1 piece, 2 piece, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we could have gone through the entire set just 1 piece at a time, couldn't we? The only set I wouldn't complain about them doing that with is, of course, 1 piece. It is the 1 piece show set, which I might actually have to build, because I started watching that yesterday and I'm 2 episodes in. It's going to take me a bit more to watch than Dreams that I watched in like 1 day. But I am enjoying One Piece. It's a great show, and Buggy the Clown is definitely my favourite character so far. It's probably close if I thought about it, but I'm not going to think about it. I'm just declaring Buggy's my favourite. 0 consequences to that. The interesting part about this as well, besides the fact that we start in a few minutes early, is the fact that this is the first minifigure scale build, or even playset scale build. We did have a limited edition Lars Homestead build as part of a make and take like a decade ago. We then got a special diorama, which was a gift with purchase, come with a really cute little sand crawler, which has, as far as I'm aware, the only exclusive piece in that build. And then we also got, let's see if I can remember. There was another, I think. There's another time we got Lars Homestead, and it might have been in an advent calendar. We might have a Lars Homestead advent calendar, but besides that, that's it. We need a Master Builder's Lars Homestead. Comes with a sand crawler, comes with the dome on top. They can leave out the kitchen, give us a dining room, Luke's room, maybe a main little area, and then, because of how the Sarlacc pit went, you know Lego are just going to stack the thing up with tan bricks to represent the sandy cliffs on the side. You just know that's what they're going to do. So maybe it's for the best that we don't have a master. Could you imagine how much that would cost? That would cost so much. And we wouldn't be able... Well, Death Star was £1,000. Let's not think about how much that would cost. Tiles already. Right, where's the 1, 2? Oh, and I've got a million of these left over from the Master Builder's Cantina. I'd probably end up building it and breaking it down if we did get a homestead. So the base isn't too bad. making sure that all of these parts are secure, aren't they? So far, we've only got this. Oh, so far, we've only got this sort of crevice there left unturned, and I'm sure we're probably going to tile it off. I should build more, talk less, then would actually figure out that it's exactly what we're doing. If only I gave Lego some time to reveal their plans. So they don't want this thing falling apart. I don't think there's many worries of that. 6 plates to make up the base of the set, and this isn't the only kitchen that I've seen. I've seen there's been a few Lego kitchens, and if there is one thing that Lego sets in general, not just Star Wars, Lego sets in general, if there's one thing they love, it's a kitchen. It's a kitchen. It's like a bedroom, somewhere to sleep. Razor Crest made sure to get in Mando's beds. And there's a rule of 3 when it comes to Lego sets. City sets nearly always include these in buildings, and most other, even like camper vans, include them. There'll be sleeping quarters, there'll be somewhere to eat, or a reference to food. And there's something else. And you know what? I can't remember what that something else is. I'm trying to think what all Lego sets would include. There's definitely a rule of 3. Yeah, for Star Wars, it's definitely a weapons rack. And that includes advent calendars and like gift with purchases, maybe even make and takes. Always a weapons rack. I can't think of what the other one is for city sets. Maybe it is some sort of holder for a specific item. I'll have to take a look. Let's see if anyone else knows. That's 1x6. And we're leaving enough space for a doorway here. Obviously, I've seen the set. I know there's going to be a doorway at some point. But I don't know how it gets put together. I assume we'll find out. Not too bad a part selection. I mean, no set you'd pick up for the parts. It goes for about 25 quid, which is just over retail. Even though you couldn't pick this set up, you could. When it was a gift with purchase, Lego always give them a specific value, and it's valued at £18. So I don't think £25 is too bad, given the one exclusive piece is that torso that we just took a look at. Hello there, Micah. Welcome to the stream. So for one exclusive torso, £25, I've seen characters be worth a lot more. Cough, cough, Darth Revan, a lot more than £25. Oh. Revan for £25 is honestly daylight robbery at that point. That's a crime. £25. Don't know what it goes for, but I do know it's more than £25. Something I'm noticing with the parts pool is also the lack of tantiles. Considering we've had tantiles to cover that, I would have at least expected 2 more 2x4s to cover these middle parts. I feel like that's what they did in the Master Builders Mos Eisley, and it's kind of echoing that. I'm getting that sort of Master Builders vibe from the kitchen set. Maybe we need a few more dioramas. Maybe they could have even included, just for the open-mindedness of Lego, right? Maybe they could have included a Technic axle in the side here that would have then one day connected to maybe a dining room, maybe Luke's room, maybe just another part of the Lars Homestead, because that would have been, I'm tempted to make the change, but I honestly don't know if I'd be building more of Lars Homestead. This is the perfect representation besides Luke's or Anakin's room from when he stays in Attack of the Clones. They do end up sharing a room, which is nice foreshadowing that Luke will one day end up in there. All right. 2 1x2s and a 3 stack. I think there's a 4 tool brick that exists. If not, there should be. And a bed. Oh, look at that. They've snuck a Minecraft bed into the kitchen. I doubt this is actually a bed. It's probably one of the shelves, but you can't say it doesn't look like a bed. It's got the pillows on top. It's even got 8 legs to it. You want to count the knobs as legs. And then Panel pieces. Oh yes, this is one of the changes. So whilst I go through these changes, I do want to bring them up because a lot of you will probably be parting this set out if you haven't already picked it up as a set. It's, you know, only getting more expensive. So unless you really want that Aunt Brew minifigure, I think a lot of you are going to be parting it out. And I recommend switching out those panels with the two sides. You only need 2 of them, I think, in this entire build. Though I struggled to find both of those for just the flat one. There's brick walls on either side. The corners, you know, they're not that much more expensive, but they are more expensive than these pieces. So you might as well swap them out for the panels, and they do the perfect job as far as what you need. So let's use those panels and find the other plates. Wow, for how few pieces there are. Let's have a look. 195 pieces in this set. For how many pieces there are, it's still quite hard to find them. I feel like I'm struggling more here than I was with the ATST when we just dumped all of the pieces on the desk and tried to build it from that. And that was a chat. That's probably the hardest one I've done. That's probably the hardest. And coming in second is when we built the Juggernaut without instructions and, you know, just winged the entire build. That also was pretty difficult. But I'd say the ATST with instructions was harder than the Juggernaut. Hello there, Alfie, on your work break. Oh, nice. Any more good Lego deals to be had? I know it's not quite the Christmas holidays yet. Look at that panel with the 2 printed pieces. This set is, isn't it? I can't wait to get on to building the cupboards, you know, the shelves, the cupboards and everything else in between, because it's built on its side. So we've got a little 1x1 gap there, 1x2 gap there, sorry, for some snot bricks. And then we've already told off the base. There we go. So that's definitely going to be built on its side. And the amount of elements they fit in there is impressive, especially these old cupboard units. Flipping them on the side and using them as, in a new way, is you know, what you come to Lego for, isn't it? That sort of connection. What have we got? A bowl. Oh, a reverse dome, which is probably holding up. I won't spoil it yet. Yeah, we don't do that till the end, so I'll keep that a mystery. But I do like that connection. Don't know how this one's working though. You found the Spider-Man train on Amazon for like £39, so didn't get it from work. Oh nice, 39 ain't bad this close to it. There's a lot of good deals to be had fairly quickly, which I think does go to show, you know, for as much as everyone likes to hop on the Lego being expensive train, if they're going on sale instantly, I do think that is a sign for a lot of these sets. Either that, or they're just selling so well. The companies are, you know, making their money's worth. I didn't actually get all 6 of these white cupboards, so I've got 3 in white and I managed to get 3 in grey as well. So what I'm doing is putting the grey in the middle because I want to see if the grey, you know, we've only really got the interior of it showing with the white bricks on the side. I want to see how obvious that is and if you could hide any colour in there. I think that's worth, if we're parting them out, you know, I'm going to be pushing it to the limit and finding out just how far we can go with part exchanges and colour swaps, which didn't work for the ATST with the green leg. Amazon, I've noticed, what set was I looking at? Oh, I think it was, so on Tuesday leading up to Rebuild the Galaxy, I want to build the mashup of the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing, so I'm going to try and part that out. But I had a little look online and Argos at the minute have it reduced to like 60 quid. I think it's the third off. I think it's a £90 set. Great value for £90, even better for 60. But I'm not too fussed with the figures. So I might try and part it out, and then if I don't part it out, I know I can order it on Amazon, because Amazon tend to price match everyone. I don't know when they started doing this, but they too have it for, what did I say, £60, 60 something pound, I think it was, which great deal. But I think Amazon have started price matching everyone, like Smiths. Smiths had it down, the Plo Koon microfighter Smiths had reduced, and then Amazon beat it by like 50p. It's crazy, but it's that little deal that keeps people having a look on Amazon, and it saves you going out. If you're paying for Prime, delivery's free next day. Amazon is getting hard to compete with, especially for some of the smaller companies, I would assume. Not just your big toy stores. Green is signature, true. I should add a green brick to, maybe going forward, that's how we'll do it. We'll add a green brick to every build, especially, you know, big dream to end up on land getting sets early. Would have to swap it out with a green brick. That would just be our thing. I like the sound of that. Ooh, I also like the pattern of this wall. With the, it's kind of like a brickheads build, isn't it? You know, like I keep holding it close to the camera, and look, it just disappears because it's right next to the light. But it's kind of like the side of a brickheads. I had to tear Grievous down for these, the brickheads Grievous, and replace them with grey bricks, which are all hidden. The three of them are covered. Yeah, I remember on the UCS ATST stream. Again, great stream. Check it out if you haven't already. Long stream, but a good one. Worth every moment. There we go. Wonder what green brick... Actually, there is a green brick that I didn't have for this, so ended up 3D printing. And that's the mop head. It's coming in 4 different sets. And I never thought of using the mop as a shrub. I don't think it's... Let me check this while we're talking about it. But I don't think it's come in any botanical set, which would surprise me. Oh look, it's the actual default color that pops up now. It's bright green, which is the same color of filament that I used here. So it's the same color, I think, as the oxygen air tanks that come out. Yeah, same color, bright green, in the Christmas tree, the air tanks and the helmet. What time will I be streaming? Until... It was a fun stream. Long stream, but fun stream. I think I'll probably be going till I've built this, because I got a few other things to then record afterwards. But I do want to do a poll for stream times, because I might do it a bit later. So the 4 sets that this comes in is the Monkey Kid Dragon Palace from 2023, an Explorer diving boat as a piece of coral, again from 2023, the Lars family homestead from 2022. I was right first time. What was 2023's gift with purchase? And then 2021, it was introduced for the Story of Nyan, which is one of the Lunar New Year's, or the Chinese festival. It comes under the big set. The big set of 2021 hasn't been used for the last like 2 years. So, you know, botanicals has got to get on this. It's a great element to use as some sort of shrub, although I'm not entirely sure whereabouts this will be placed. We have like a spoon, we have a whisk, and that's about all of our connection, unless it just went in one of the sides. All right, let's keep building. Yeah, I want to do a poll because the time of streams was voted for by all of yous. However, I believe initially it was voted for Mondays and Fridays, and now we've shifted from Mondays and Fridays to Tuesdays and Saturdays. I might have to rework that time, especially for the audience across the pond over in America, just waking up. Might switch it up week to week, you know, depending on what I'm feeling. Just random times, whenever. But I do like having the schedule. Finish at 4. Not long to go, but we might be finished by then. On the bright side, you do get to watch back the stream. and see just how much fun we had. But I know it's not the same as watching it live, so I'll definitely get a poll up at some point in the near future. We've just tiled off the side. We haven't finished the wall yet. Is this just an empty gap? Huh. Yeah, I'll get a poll up and see what everyone says. This hole's thrown me. We've just got a massive gap in our wall. Is there a window? Don't remember a window in the Lars homestead. No. How? Unless we just put something in there loose. But I don't think Lego would be doing that with a Star Wars gift with purchase. Asking for people to complain about it. Huh. All right, I can see where the desk comes out. Although we do have studs on both the top and bottom, and only one 2x4 brick. I really like the way they finish off the walls, so we'll get to that. We'll get to that. And there we go. The grey bricks do hide themselves well, unless you look from the back, in which case you can see them a little more. Should add Boba Fett or Boba Tea be in a kitchen. Oh, I've just realised should add Boba because of the disintegrations, and anyone that says it wasn't Boba, it was Boba Fett who went to Tatooine and ended up just burning the entire place down. And that is sort of fanonized. It's not canonized, it's fanonized, fan canon, because of the line that Vader says to Boba in Empire Strikes Back, no disintegrations, which was a clear reference to him doing it. I think there's either from a certain point of... No, I don't remember it in From a Certain Point of View, because I've looked through it recently. I don't remember a chapter. I love the Dianoga one, and the Kenobi ones are... The Kenobi ones are good. But we'll get onto that. That's popping up in a future video. If you haven't read, From a Certain Point of View, great book series. We've now got all three of the original trilogy, and I want to get sequel and prequel books for them. They are top notch. They are actually, I've read some good books. Aftermath I always hold at high esteem. Catalyst, Tarkin, Thrawn, all the Thrawn books are great. I think I'd whack From a Certain Point of View straight up there with the legends, you know. Hello there, one with a stud. How am I doing? Good, thank you. As you can see, building the Lars homestead. And actually this might be the shortest stream I've done in a long time, because we are, most of the way through, but we've got a bit more to talk about, so I might not wrap it up too quickly. And yeah, Boba was the one that disintegrated Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. Why is this not going in? It's just sticking out. It's all connected fine. The studs right next to it have gone in. Why isn't it? Right, let's pop you off. This is all official Lego pieces. Oh, it's got the Lego stamp. So why isn't that? Is it not Lego? Is this another illegal building technique, or did I get them the wrong way around? I have a feeling it was me. Yep, it was me. There you go. I got the snot brick on top. Lego wanted it underneath. I almost called out Lego again on that one. Now underneath, then on top. There we go. Speaking of which, that giant window we have has been reduced by by one stud wide. So I think that's how we're going to get all of the other pieces on. We'll attach like a 4x4 plate. Perfect. Have I seen Spider-Man 3? I have. You're thinking of building a mock and having the black suit on one side of the window and the normal suit on the other. Ooh, I love the sound of that. So you've got the Venomized. Oh, yeah. that sounds awesome. If you do manage to build it, of course, shameless plug, be sure to post the image in the community on mobile devices. Head to the channel page and you can find it there alongside all the other posts that have already been made. Hello there, Calvin. I am looking at doing some more stop motion. We've done a few videos on the channel. We did one recently with the ATRT, and I can't remember the ideas one, but we did one of the ideas submissions that we did for an activity was also stop motion. So definitely go back and find that. You can actually still see it on Lego Ideas. I know you can't search for names, but you can Google it. So I wonder if that will pop up through Google. I don't think it's Master Mouldie it's under, which would be the problem trying to look for that. And I explained the plates as well. We are building it out to flush it with these connectors on the bottom, which, as you can see, we needed 7 of these in white. I've used 1 in white and 6 in grey because the rest of them are going to be hidden by the rest of the set. The only one we really see is the side one. So as long as the side one's white, you don't even see those grey pieces around the back. They're all hidden underneath the desk. So it's another way. I think the grey pieces, I want to say I got a few of the Pick a Brick, the Pick and Build in Lego stores. But I'm honestly not too sure about that, so don't hold me to it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Past me will remember. May or may not have rubbed off Venom's mouth. That's fair enough. Illegally, supposedly. Well, Lego do sell rubbers, so if you used a Lego rubber, a Lego tool to rub off a Lego print, is it still illegal? Because the rubber was intended to erase, you know, things. If you don't, I think that's perfectly legal, I have to say. I know that's not what most Lego fans will agree with, but I think that's perfectly legal. Bet the Lego rubber would wear through so quickly though. Plus it'd be expensive to pick up a Lego rubber in the first place. I don't suppose there's any cheap kits. I know even the ones that you redeem points for online cost a lot of points. Cost a lot of points indeed. Let's get ahead and place this down. Oh, now it's coming together. So the desk we're building has 2 holes in it for the previous stands down here. I don't know what goes on this one. Maybe that is it. Maybe that is what it holds. Oh. Hello there, random dude. Welcome to the stream. May or may not have used a non-Lego rubber. Venom is super common. We got Venom in... Wasn't this year's polybag Spider-Man and Venom? Because we just got Venom not too long ago. We got a polybag then with Venom and Spider-Man, both of them. Which I think I own... I must own 2 or 3 Venoms and 3 or 4 Spider-Mans. And I don't pick up a lot of Spider-Man sets. But we then got the magazine that came with the Venom creature. We got Venom in a magazine, I'm sure, recently. But we got the Venom creature that came with like 3 heads. If you haven't seen the Venom creature with 3 heads, have a little look online. And yes, you will be just as... it's weird. It's a weird build, that's for sure. Just as confused as I was. But it is a fun build. Well, depends how much you like Venom. Maybe you wouldn't like it. These pieces kind of work. Now I see... Oh no, 1x2. It's like building a very complicated wall. 2 polybags and 1 magazine. There you go. Need to more common black suit Spider-Man. I'm surprised that, especially with all the other, like the Toby Train set and ones like that we haven't seen a black suit Spider-Man. But I guess it's easier for them to just whack Venom in another set, isn't it? Everything is Venom right now. Well, we've got a new Venomized. Who's getting Venomized in the new year? We had some rumors for January. So far, we've got Green Goblin, we've got Doc Ock, and I think they've recently bought Oh, have they recently bought out someone? Are they? Oh, Iron Man and like the Spider Ham as well. I think have all got Venomized versions, and there's going to be another one. More in the new year. More Venom. Accidentally rubbed off General Grievous's face. Oh, now that's an expensive figure. I tried to get a few of those back when I had the Bricklink store, because I think a few of you requested to have a Grievous minifigure, and the figure's like 60 quid, the cheapest you can, and that's probably buying it in parts. It's probably double that if you want to buy it all together. That's crazy. Spider-Man 3 Final Battle. Oh yeah. Especially if it came with like a massive who's the final battle? So you've got Spider-Man, you've got Venom. I want to say Sandman. Am I right that Sandman's there? Because I just want a big brick-built Sandman, but not the one that we got previously, like a big brick-built, kind of like the new Santa that they're coming out with. And Captain Rex back here. That sort of brick-built Sandman. I think that would be quite nice. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I want an extra row of plates to separate these round bits. So what's that? Like a 1x8 and a 1x6. Let's get some extra plates. Imagine I just pulled them first time. How cool that would have been. Second time will do. And that's to cover up a few of the gaps that I've got. Let's wait. Oh, that's a 1x5. I didn't get any of them. Sandman and Harry. Oh, some really good minifigures they could whack in that. But I'm not sure. I feel like Lego probably would just reuse a Venom and not have, because what would be cool as well is to get a Harry that's like half Venom, or to get a not a Harry, Eddie Brock that's half Venom, because we've got Eddie's head off the shoulder. But to get a half and half would be really cool. No problem, Alfie. Thanks for hanging. May the bricks be with you for your last hour and a half. Have fun. Especially in the toy aisle. Got it in the box. Oh, I thought you actively like rubbed it off. That's unlucky. I've actually been back and forth with Lego recently about their quality control. Video will be coming out, all good things, don't worry. Not been fighting Lego on any terms. Thankfully not. I don't think I'd stand a chance. But yeah, there's a few different pieces that they've upgraded, similar to the Arc 170 actually, where they recolored the cockpit. They've gone back and updated a few of their older pieces, which shout out to them to do, and they didn't need to. It's water under the bridge, so to speak. But yeah, I will be covering that in a future video far down the line, because I've got to wait for all the pieces to arrive now. But Lego's customer service ain't half bad, what do you know? I'm just lining up all these pieces here, all these 1x1 half slopes you can see on the screen, just on that step. One side of them has a little injection mold mark. I don't know, I suppose realistically that's where the plastic gets pumped in, but a lot of these bricks are also printed at once, so there'll be like 6 of them or like 12 of them printed at once, and I'm just making sure all of the injection molding stamps are lined up at the bottom. That's something as well that 3D printing would prevent the stamps having to be there in the first place. Wouldn't need any of them if they're 3D printed layer by layer. All right, now we got to fill the sides. Let's see, that's blue and like a nougaty, not quite tan, and that's in the top one. All right, whisk and a spoon, needed in every kitchen, and that's in there. These are so going to fall out when I tip this the right way. We've got like a bluish with a green, with a light green. That goes in. I feel like what they could have done is probably built a load of these into the back And then that would have worked. Hello there, General Grievous. Oh, perfect timing. Oh. And then gold and blue in the top left. A lot of these are the same. And I wonder why Lego have only gone with 2 of each plate and tile, because they could have doubled it up and gone with 4 in each. Maybe that's what they're allowing mock builders to do, fill it up. Maybe they're empty in Star Wars. Can't say I paid attention to these cupboards. I will do next time. And then the last one's empty. By the looks, there's a few elements we could squeeze in there, perhaps, but none that seem to go in. What's this for? Oh, is this to fit the rest? This is to fit the rest of the wall on, isn't it? Because it's only supported the bottom. Ah, right. You can come off then. Trust us to find this step just after we realise that we've got to be filling it. All right, back in you go. We couldn't have found this early, could we? Oh, I've dropped the whisk in the wrong one as well. Oh, that'll be all right. So it should pop off fairly easy. Was nothing easy about that. And then that, very nice that Lego gave us the extra angle. So we can line that up and then put it back up, put it back on, right? Yes. There we go. You imagine we put it back on. That would just be our luck, wouldn't it? We put it back on and then Lego say, oh, there's one more brick you can attach. 1 2x4. You can kind of see already what I mean about the shelves still working even without the sides. It's a cheaper piece to pick up, and then I'm calling it the arch. Yes. Kind of a no-brainer for me at this point with everything else going on already. And we've tiled it off as well, so this sits perfectly flush with the rest of the build, which is similar to, I don't think it's how Lego built, but it's how we built our alternate build for the Tantive boarding set, with the snot techniques lining up, and especially that door at the end. And then plate, panel on the side. If you don't own a ton of the panels, not the panels, sorry, the plate, you can use 2 of the 1x2s if you don't have it, and likewise about the 2x2s. I'm just, that's a mad, yeah, that's a mad comment, but it contextually it works. We got the you can use like 1x2 tiles and 1x2 plates if you don't own any of the 2x2 with 2 studs. 2x2 with 2 studs, and this fills the little window at the back. There was room for an Easter egg back here, and I feel like I could have gone with a grey plate just to match up to the rest of it, but we already had that piece, so no point switching it up. Here is the little, oh, is this like a jelly? Or is this meant to be a cactus? I can't tell if they've gone the jelly route or if they've gone the cactus route. This is very hard putting it in and then putting it in. Do we have like a sticker sheet that we could, tell you what, I've got a stamp. I've got a stamp that I can flip it and drag it over on. Stamp sold separately. And then we can drop it in. Hey! And we have our little, definitely looks like jelly more than a cactus, but it would work as a cactus a little bit. And then this just sits, this isn't even in there. Like, this is not connected to anything. And it just sits even lower than this one on the right. That's going to bug me that it sits lower. Why? We have a track record here for making modifications to pretty much every single Lego set, and this is not an exception. I'm not going to be removing anything as much as I'm going to be adding something to the set. So we're going to get rid of the black fez which is a Fez element, on this side here, and find ourselves a grey or a green 2x2. Let's stick with channel colours. And it's a green 2x2 plate. Looks something like this, rounded off plate with the axle hole in the middle. Doesn't need the axle hole. You could use whatever piece as long as it fits in a 2x2 round with studs on the edge. And then we're going to need another stud that goes in the middle of this. Any other stud that you can find, though I'm going to also steal a green stud just to really green this setup, because there's not a lot of green on Tatooine. This is the most green that anyone on Tatooine has ever seen. And then we can line back up that black Fez element, put the dome on top, and we're left with this little side build that not only sticks in here solid, but also now is the same height, right, as the pieces on the other side. That is the same height. Or have we now made that taller? I can't tell. In person, it looks the same height. On camera, it's definitely taller. So what you can do if you do want it to be the same height is to remove that piece we said we weren't going to remove, and that is the 2x2 with the single stud on the top. So there we go. We'll remove that, keep the green plate, and now we've got the perfect modification for the Lars Homestead. The dish is not going anywhere. That stuck right in there, and it's all secured. All they had to do was swap out this 2x2 element with, I guess, two elements. I guess a plate and a stud, but it does raise the black element, the Fez, a little bit higher. And I think it's a change that most people would be willing to make. Oh, this is a little land speeder. Where is it? Oh. Right, let's add the that's not blue milk, not in that sort of bottle, and the other kitchen accessories, a teapot as well. Oh. Hello there, Norse King. You would indeed, and that is because I do. There we go. One land speed. Do I not have the binoculars? Oh, we're gonna have to find some of those. Here's the iconic blue milk just in front of the teapot, and then a fancy little plant, very fancy plant. There we go, right in the middle, peeking just through the doorway. You can see the plant on the corner, and there is our gift with purchase for 2022. Not a lot of pieces in here. Not find the binoculars anywhere, so let's have a little look for those. That is yeah, it's looking great, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Lars Homestead. I do think it would benefit from having that little axle connection down here, and then another segment. Could you imagine we got another segment and they could build on top of this? They could build on top of this with a plate in the corner there, and then have a moisture evaporator on top. We then have the dining room, maybe, coming out of here. We could then have the Lars Homestead, you know, dome on top of that. That then leads to Luke's room. We have the land speeder displayed on top of that, which I do have my minifigure scale Luke land speeder. So if you wanted to see how big the land speeder is compared to a minifigure, it would actually fit parked in the kitchen. That's insane. It's the same size as the 1999 land speeder. Some sets Lego didn't like minifigure scale, so haven't really revisited it since. I think that as well as the set, there was a tin a few years later that came with a minifigure scale land speeder. Or maybe the tin came first. Maybe a gift with purchase Luke's land speeder in the future then. And yes, the blue milk Luke would fit perfectly in here as well. But the set does come with Aunt Beru, who we've actually made before a massive Aunt Beru custom minifigure from A New Hope. We mentioned it earlier. Let's get some binoculars for our land speeder. What do they say? Silver ones, yeah. That makes sense for the two engines on either side. There we go. And the giant Aunt Beru minifigure is right here on my desk. Let's get rid of these instructions. We don't need those anymore. The giant Aunt Beru minifigure is post Boba Fett. So there's our giant Aunt Beru minifigure. The set is perfect. I think this is the cherry on the cake. If it came with, could you imagine if instead of an actual, you know, Aunt Beru minifigure, it came with Beru and Uncle Owen instead? Happy Halloween. There we go. 2 skeletons on the front. Well, technically, if we're, you know, canonizing it, they'd be just outside the door. And I would have loved to have picked up, I've still got my eye out for that Thor and Surtur build that came with the black skeletons with like the fiery skull, because that would be perfect for an Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. But I've still, to this day, never seen that set in person. So I've got my eyes and ears peeled. But as this has been a real quick stream, this has been going for 50 minutes. If that, 46 minutes. I think we have to have a little look at the lineup of minifigures I would give this set if this was to become an official set, because this is $17.99. I think $17.99 as a set is quite, don't want to say unrealistic, but it takes up that battle pack spot. So I would include Luke's land speeder and up it to not even 25 quid. I think I'd up it to 30 quid and sneak in at least 4 minifigures. At least. At the very least, 4 minifigures, because I think R2 and 3PO, right? And this would be the 3PO with the dual molded leg, R2 with back printing. I feel like they could come in a sandcrawler. So I don't know if I would include these in the set. I'm going to put these over by our giant Aunt Beru right now, because I feel like they'd take up a slot of a minifigure we could get some updated printing for. Obviously, we've just got the new Luke in the UCS Death Star, so that would be quite an easy minifigure to add to this set. A Luke Landspeeder with the poncho. Landspeeder? Last I checked, it wasn't called the Landspeeder Saga. I think I meant to say Skywalker there. So we've got the Luke Skywalker minifigure, which would have the legs from the Death Star, and a dark tan hairpiece has to be done. And then I'd have to include a Aunt Beru, came with the kitchen, and I also think Uncle Owen as well is an easy pick for this. But the reason I've thrown in that land speeder is because I would like to get a 4th figure. Maybe this is like a £25-30 set here. And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think this is a solid build. Maybe we could get a similar thing with the dining room. And like I say, they could plate off the top and add a dome. That could be an interesting take on a Lego set. Or maybe just give us the dome and the speeder. That would be nice. But I also think it's a great opportunity to get another Obi-Wan Kenobi, because we've just got, much like Luke, we've just got Kenobi with a brand new headpiece in the Death Star, dual-sided face. About time Kenobi got those privileges, right? We've been having Kenobi for so long. I mean, everyone uses the Kenobi face. Gustav Eiffel, I think, used the Kenobi face. Shout out to Gustav. He will now be in the description of YouTube. Thanks, YouTube, for that. And so many other gift with purchase characters and other minifigures use the generic Kenobi head. In fact, I almost used the Kenobi head for Uncle Owen here, but went with the old man Luke instead. And I think if Lego were really feeling generous, and 3PO and R2 do count as, well, they don't count droids. If they don't count battle droids, I don't think they count R2-D2 as an official minifigure. I'll have to double check that. R2 might be able to sneak in on those terms. 3PO is a minifigure, but he's also a droid. So perhaps we could get 6 minifigures for 30 quid. That's a steal, first off, especially the UCS Death Star, Luke and Ben, and then Beru and Uncle Owen. I don't think we're ever going to get those minifigures again. Maybe an Uncle Owen, because they could improve the, I mean, we got the last one in the Sandcrawler, and I think the Sandcrawler before that. We've only had 2. An Aunt Beru could do with an updated companion, but I don't think we'll get the both of them in their A New Hope style. I think the closest we can get is possibly Attack of the Clones. With a Klieg Lars, maybe that could be another gift with purchase that could line up with this. Of course, it's meant to be a diorama, so it makes sense. Having got the Blue Milk Luke, having got Uncle Owen in that Sandcrawler, they give us the minifigure that was missing. And I do think that including the rest of these figures, 3PO can fit in here, right? Would just be perfect for a set of this size. 6 minifigures with the main almost diorama and the side build. What more could we want? What more could we want? I think that is everything I'd want in a set. The minifigures and also the build. But hello there, Moonshoes. Welcome to the stream. I think the stream is wrapping up because that is all we have time for today. Well, no, there's probably time to build this 2 or 3 times over, but that is all I had planned for today's stream. I will be trying to part out the X-Wing and TIE Fighter mashup for next stream, so stay tuned for that. That will be on Tuesday at 2 o'clock, but do let me know if any of you have any preferences for what time streams could be going forward. Don't forget to watch today's video as well. Head over to the main stream, check out that video. It's a great one, and I'll be honest, there's a load of bangers coming out in terms of videos. I've been really enjoying a lot of the videos recently, and this one's a bang. Honestly, all of them, the entire week, bangers of videos. There's a long one coming as well, so I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for everyone that checked out the stream live. Hope you enjoyed it. May the bricks be with you always.